You will notice that there is no gravestone here marking for Mary, but nonetheless, Mary will be kind enough to give us one more story. Mary?
Good afternoon. I hope you're enjoying your afternoon here with us in the cemetery, and I'll share my story with you now. I was born March 15, 1835, as Mary Barron in Ohio. I moved to this area in 1853 with my parents, Laura and Henry Barron. I had a twin sister and 4 siblings. You heard earlier from my sister-in-law, Evelyn, and she told you about the naming of the Barron Boulevard. She was married to my brother, O.P. Those of you familiar with Grayslake history may have heard of another sister of mine, Merritt. She married Albert Forger, and they're the ones who moved to their Park Avenue home here from Haynesville. When we first moved to this area, there was no village here. We would travel on the Plank Road into Haynesville for any needed supplies. The Plank Road at that time ran from Little Fort, which you know as Waukegan, out to McHenry County. The Plank Road today is known as Belvedere Road. I was a school teacher here in the local grade school, and the school was located just south of here. School was different then. We had no running water in the school building, and there were no washroom facilities at all. And the boys often had to miss days of school because they would be needed to help in the fields and on the farms. In 1860, I married John Ellis, and we had 3 children. Our daughter Emma married Cyrus Harvey. Cyrus was much older than Emma, and he is buried here in the cemetery. When our children were still quite small, John decided to join the Union Army during the Civil War. He enlisted on February 6, 1865, and was mustered in on February 8th. He joined as a private in Company H of the 153rd Illinois Infantry. His captain was from Antioch Township, and there were 12 in all from Avon Township. In all, the Company H had 89 men. The 153rd had a colonel from Wheaton, and so they mustered in at Camp Fry, Illinois. They traveled by rail down to Tullahoma, Tennessee. By the end of the war, the Company H had lost 2 men to battles, one at Memphis and one in Louisville, and 4 men had deserted. At one point, several companies had to leave the 153rd and travel to Alabama, but then they returned by the end of the war to Tennessee with the rest of the 153rd. John was mustered out on September 21st, 1865, and he died in 1884. Although cemetery records indicate he's buried here, his stone has disappeared over the years, so we don't know exactly where. There is no record of my death, but I hope I'm buried here with my husband. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. That concludes this year's cemetery walk. Please remember, on your way out, there is a donation jar. The Historical Society relies on those donations. Also, visit the Historical Society's website at grayslakehistory.org, and please visit the Heritage Center and Grayslake Museum. Thank you for coming. Have a safe trip home.